Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Janey. If you are new, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow your girl on all social media. Let's get into me and this red here. So to start, you are going to need some olive oil and petroleum jelly, just something to keep your hair moisturized. I use the Shine Jam at the front braids. I have a scissors, some elastic bands, a wide tooth comb just to comb through. The thin comb is what I use to make my parts, this clip just to move anything out of the way. And then I buy 3 packs of braids, even though it usually only takes me like 1.5, maybe 2. We are using the brand Outre in the color burgundy, so let's go. So guys, when I first took this hair out of the pack, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. I put it against my skin and I'm like, whoa, this was a mistake, but it's too late, so I gotta stick beside it. So I like to begin by sectioning my hair into 3 different parts, one big puff at the back, and then I have one on the right side of the front and then the left side of the front. It just makes it much easier when you're parting through your hair to have sections. Now, once the hair is actually sectioned off, I like to go in with some olive oil and then I just moisturize my hair. I don't put that much in it. I just put enough to where I'm like, okay, my hair will survive the 6 to 8 weeks that I keep my braids in, because ain't nobody trying to redo their hair because it's dry. We're not trying to do that. So you just put it through starting from the part and then you just go from root to tip. And that's about it. Nothing special. So we're gonna go in with the big comb to do our first part. I only go in with the big comb first because, well, my hair is extremely thick. Clearly, you can see my hair is extremely thick. So you just take the big comb, go from one end of your hair to the next. If you have thick hair, if not, then just use your regular thin comb. So now we're just gonna comb out said hair. Then we're gonna grease our parts with that petroleum jelly because, we don't need the dryness. Like, I have naturally flaky scalp, so let's just go petroleum jellies. Like, make sure you coat your hair correctly, get it all the way down to your tips because these braids gonna be in for a while. So I had used the small comb to redefine the large part, and now I'm doing the small cuts for each braid. Make sure you guys have like the elastic or that small clamp that I was showing you earlier, just so you can keep the extra hair to the side until you're finished the braid. So now to the most important part. This is where we're sectioning off how much hair we need for each braid. So as you can see, I'm just eyeing it, and then I always go back in to either take out more hair or add more hair to each braid strand. So you're gonna start by kind of splitting the hair into 2 separate parts. Let one part be bigger than the other because you're gonna fold over the smaller part. Do a quick little twist on it to create one length of your braid. Since we're doing 3-strand braids, you just need the 3 strands. You make it kind of look like an M, and that's your braid. Here at the back of my head, we're gonna do the same thing to my natural hair. We're gonna split it into 3 sections, one for each part of the fake braid, and then you're gonna try and hold it as tight as possible. That way you secure holding your hair and the fake braid all together, and then you just do one finger above or below, depending on if you're overhanded or underhanded. That's a different conversation, but it just depends on how you hold the hair. So you either go over or under each strand, and that is how your braid will start. I decided to zoom in just so you guys can see it closer of how I braid, over, under, and then sometimes it starts getting knotted at the bottom, so you just have to run your fingers through all the way to the end, and then you just keep going. You do probably like 5-6 over unders, then you stream your hand all the way to the end again, just to prevent knots in the long run, because ain't nobody want no knots at the bottom of their hair, and then you have to cut the braid. It just Not a good look. So I braid all the way down as far as I can go before my fingers start slipping or hurting, and then I leave the rest of it because when all the braids are done, we're gonna put it in hot water. So this is my completed back. You can see a lot of the sizes are kind of off, but honestly, I don't put that much focus and care into the back of my hair. Once it can go up into a ponytail, that's all that matters. The real skill and focus comes at the front of my hair. So now that we're at the front of my hair, we're gonna kind of go in the same way that we did at the back, where I take my wide tooth comb and I make the first part, and I kind of try and get it as perfect as possible while using the wide tooth comb through it, do all the same jazz that I did in the back. Now we come in with the finer tooth comb just to really define it, because the front of my hair is where people are actually going to be seeing, and my pictures can actually pick up on, you know, if it's not correct. So we're going with the fine tooth comb and we just define our parts. Here I start kind of scraping up all of like my little cobweb edges, because my hairline is weird. Like, I have a hairline, but then it has like a patch, or it might have like a little cobweb feel. It's weird. So now we're going to just put one big puff, because I couldn't decide which side I was going to lay my hair on. I know it wasn't going to be a middle part anymore, so we had to change that. Here comes the petroleum jelly. Moisture. I'm gonna be adding some more petroleum to that back part, and then a little trick I use to keep flyaways down is to just rub the excess petroleum up at the top part of your part, and then we're gonna add more petroleum just to pick up the little tiny pieces of hair I have above my ear and add it to the parting section. So we rub all of that together from scalp all the way to tip, and then we get ready to make a part in the middle of it and start braiding. Now that we've parted it in the perfect split in the middle, we are going to go in with, as you guessed it, petroleum jelly just to moisturize that and push it back just so it doesn't have, you know, a bunch of flyaways that get into the future part. Then we go into making a braid again. Same concept. I'm gonna try and like show it better, where you turn it into like an X, flip the two small sides together, make sure that they're the two small sides, and then you make it into an M. This is the part we've been waiting on, the jam. This is really the only big difference from doing the back. You add jam to the front. That way it's just more sleek and it looks cleaner. I just like the look of it when I add jam to like the front of my hair. So you add some jam to the top, the sides, and you squeeze it in just so that you don't have to use a whole bunch of it. And then you go in with the same concept, put your regular hair, or as you can say, my regular hair, into 3 sections. Each one of my sections will go with one section from the red braid, and then you start going down. So we made it to the bottom of that first front braid, and as I said, you just leave the extra. Like, once it starts feeling like it's about to cut your fingers, leave it alone, add it to the finished braids, and just move on. So we're at this front one, we're gonna comb through it. Y'all see how I just use the purple comb, which is the fine tooth comb, to comb through my hair. Yeah, so that comb ended up breaking because I did it again later on, and terrible idea, but yeah. We added more jam to this front piece, caught up all my little corners, and went to braiding again. So I was listening to some Kirk Franklin here, and when I tell y'all, Kirk Franklin, that Revolution album was life. Like, I was listening to other songs too, but like, I just had to make a point to say that Revolution album was everything. Everything. When I tell y'all I was jamming, Kirk Franklin, amazing. But back to braiding. So I went on to the other side because I thought I was gonna part my hair this way, but I just didn't know. So I was just like, let me do 3 sections on each side and then I'll figure out which side I'm gonna turn my hair to being. So many hours later, your girl is finally done. Like, showered, looking clean, the parts are looking nice. This is where I spent my energy. We don't care about the back of my hair. Like, the front, look at the parts. Like, it just looks so nice and cute and just, I impress myself every single time. Because if you didn't know, I always do my own hair because I'm cheap. But in total, this took me, I think, 15 hours to do because I started one night from 10 until 1 a.m. and then I woke up at like 10 and I finished this video around 1 or 2 a.m. as well. I can't even remember, but it took a long time. But these braids make it down to my hip. I love them. They ended up coming out way smaller and longer than I originally anticipated, but oh well. If you guys made it this far, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow your girl on all social media. Leave down in the comments some more videos you guys want to see from me for Vlogmas, and I'll see you guys in the next one.